I think it's so important that people actually understand, the human side to it. Because a lot of the times we think that we're not human. Celebrities or public figures, they're not human.
If the bill is actually enacted to become law, which is effective, there will be certain crimes that will now be criminalized. So, there's always that girl's always like, hey, if you see my boyfriend, I'm going to come to your house and I'm going to...
So we can't be posting like that anymore?
No.
I think it's so important that people actually understand, the human side to it. Because a lot of the times we think that we're not human. Celebrities or public figures, they're not human.
If the bill is actually enacted to become law, which is effective, there will be certain crimes that will now be criminalized. So, there's always that girl's always like, hey, if you see my boyfriend, I'm going to come to your house and I'm going to...
So we can't be posting like that anymore?
No.
I think it's so important that people actually understand, the human side to it. Because a lot of the times we think that we're not human. Celebrities or public figures, they're not human.
If the bill is actually enacted to become law, which is effective, there will be certain crimes that will now be criminalized. So, there's always that girl's always like, hey, if you see my boyfriend, I'm going to come to your house and I'm going to...
So we can't be posting like that anymore?
No.
I think it's so important that people actually understand, the human side to it. Because a lot of the times we think that we're not human. Celebrities or public figures, they're not human.
If the bill is actually enacted to become law, which is effective, there will be certain crimes that will now be criminalized. So, there's always that girl's always like, hey, if you see my boyfriend, I'm going to come to your house and I'm going to...
So we can't be posting like that anymore?
No.
I think it's so important that people actually understand, the human side to it. Because a lot of the times we think that we're not human. Celebrities or public figures, they're not human.
If the bill is...
Welcome to KUTSIME. Let's chat.
Hey guys,
Welcome to KUTSIME.
Ahlanganeni.
Let's chat.
I'm Honey Boo Boo.
I'm Miss Becky.
And I'm Natasha.
And we have our resident DJ for the males and a non-resident here on this table, DJ Checknosis, baby.
Checknosis, baby.
Okay guys, before we get into anything, how
Yeah.
good does it feel to be back? The lights, the cameras, you guys.
I missed you guys.
I missed you too. I missed the table.
Okay.
So much goes on here.
Okay guys, so as human beings, we are capable of adapting and moving with the times.
Yeah.
For instance, so Facebook, social media,
right.
how we all were just like Facebook back in the day. Well, not so back, but back in the day. Now, thanks to advances in technology, we now have Twitter, we have Snapchat, and a personal favorite, Instagram. Honey Boo Boo. You get what I'm saying? So, and I feel a majority of us have changed our lives, around the digital era. You get what I'm trying to say, Becky?
Yeah, we have literally revolved our lives around the digital space. For example, please don't, no judging, all right? I'm the type, well, right now, I'm trying to work on it. I will be in the middle of a prayer, like first thing in the morning, I'm like, Lord, I thank you for this day, blessed in Jesus' name. I'm grabbing my phone, and then I'm just swiping up to WhatsApp, Instagram, like to see
happening.
What's happening. I posted a picture last night. How many people have liked it? Who has seen it? Who said what? And it's become so addictive in the sense that we really can't do anything outside the social media space.
Yeah, true.
But it didn't start on Instagram and Twitter, honey, boo. Back in the day,
Tell us,
hey
Mama.
checks, back
Back in
the-
which day?
in the days.
Okay.
There was something called MySpace.
Yeah.
There was High Five.
Yeah.
There was Mix It, where you have like a cute name on it and all. Facebook was there. Now for me, I was more on Facebook. Recently married, and I wanted people to know that, hey, Becky just got married.
Yeah.
We would comment like what we now call captions. We would
okay.
put post a picture, and then you would, you comment on your own picture. Eh? You comment on your own picture, and then you'd wait to see who commented. Not so much who liked the picture, but now you post a picture. You want to see who's liked it. Is my hashtag making waves? Like how many people have seen my hashtag? Is it growing? Is it making noise? And then you also find on the comment section, people are not so nice as they used to be back in the day. It's just a whole different ball game to it. But then again, you've got benefits of being online, like with the kids, Natasha.
Yeah.
The kids, guys, I'm struggling. I'm not going to sit here and be like, guys, I'm managing this. Everything's fine at home. Because no, it's not. Nothing is fine at home. Balancing business and being a full-time businesswoman and trying to be a teacher to 3 children is just not working out. Schools, please open because we need you guys. So yeah, but there's the upside to it. There's obviously the online learning, and that in itself, which is pretty difficult. And then obviously your kids spend a lot of time on YouTube, just searching videos. Like my son will be like, "Mom, did you hear about the bombing that just happened?" And TikTok is.
And how old is your son?
He's 9, and I'm like, what bombing are you talking about? Then I'm like, okay, no, there was a bombing on the news. And he's telling me about, did you hear that the United States president wants to ban TikTok? I'm like, how does he know all this? So yeah, it's got its upside to it, okay? And then it's also got its downside to it. But mixing the two, I can't complain, hey?
When you mention the kids and the whole spending time on YouTube, I just feel like there needs to be a buzzer, like a timeout, not just for the kids, for the grown-ups as well.
But you know what, guys? We're hogging the conversation. Chuck is just looking at us like, you guys are such women. Okay, give us a male's take on
You guys
it.
look amazing, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Colorful pink and white. I hope y'all get stung by bees.
Wow.
That's not nice.
Just picking up what you guys said. Obviously, there's the good side of the internet and there's the bad side of the internet. I would go home every day and obviously just check the browser history of my son's computer just to see where he's been. The internet's got some pretty nasty stuff on it, and kids wander around, and so you have to, as a parent, you need to check on that. You need to check your kids' browser history. You don't know where they've been, and obviously the internet, so they've got these pop-ups that just come up on the screen. They just pop up on the screen. The kid won't know what they're doing. They just press like, open, and next minute, oh my God, the interesting thing that comes out of the internet. So yeah, that's just my take on that. The good side of the internet is the bad side of the internet. The good side is obviously to make money off the internet. You know what I mean?
So you guys heard what we had to say here in studio. So we took it to the interweb to hear how you guys are coping with the digital era. Let's take it to KUTSIME Corner.
Guys, social network. I want to talk about social network. Social network and bad thing. I don't want to lie to you. Social network, it helps a lot, like musical, like kind of teach, but social networking and bad because that's why I met T-Mac, that's why I make styles, I met Van Vese and those. But social networking and bad because I change their life young and those. Because I'm a graduate, that's not bad. But I started my own company who said me the market, and I'm making money. My family is eating and those. It's eating and those. Because also, cause it totally bad about social network and it affect the life. You know, my comments. I need to never and I feel like if this is real. That blood just man. I'm about what's one of my comments that I'm told those comments when I want to eat my life man. But social network it really helped me. Yakabatira life young. I do not lie to you. Yaka change especially new school. Yakabatira life young, life ya Jesus, life ya doctor, life ya MTG, everybody. I just want to say, and the social network and do
Hi, my name is Sean. So, to answer your question on how the digital era has influenced my life, I work from home, so it has been so beneficial. I don't have to go to the office. I have access to all servers I need for work, so it has a positive influence on my life. The pros and cons is that because you can work from home, you work a lot more hours, more than 8 or 9 hours a day. So that's the one con I have. But the pros is I have instant access to anything I want to do. So I think that's the biggest pro I have about digital era. As to social media now, I try to leave a small footprint on my social media because there's too many people who are judgmental out there, and it comes back to you negative. So I always try to have a small imprint, but it's the world we live in, and I'm okay with it now.
Hi guys, so my name is Khalida. I will be here to talk about what it is like to live in the digital era, and I'll be mainly focusing on TikTok. So during the corona time, with the COVID and being locked in the house for such a long period of time, I downloaded TikTok and mainly started to use it mainly because I was bored. But as I went on carrying on using it, it was mainly helped with a lot of mental, it keeps me mentally stable, not that I'm mentally unstable, okay? It mainly keeps me occupied. I don't focus on negative things. TikTok, I mainly look like this. Not all the time, but I like to dress up for TikTok, to make TikToks, come up with new things. It keeps my mind occupied a lot, and it teaches me a lot of different things. I interact with people from all over the world. It's exciting for me. It really is something that I would advise a lot of people to join.
And welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is KUTSIME Aslanganeni Let's Chat. We just came back from KUTSIME Corner. All right, let's just get into it. DJ Towers. Okay, nice marketing. I think Natasha was like nodding like,
I need to hire him as one of my employees.
Yeah, so he spoke about the social network and it opened doors for him to meet people. Oh, yeah, but he also stated that it's not just about meeting the people. What are you gaining from those people? Because you can meet 1,000 people, and then if you don't gain anything from it, what's the point of meeting them? So he's managed to make use of the people that he's met.
His vibes were like mainly positive.
Very.
Yeah, definitely. And then we have Sean. Sean just made it look easy. Like, guys, just work from home. It's just easier and better, Yeah. But if you just look at his success behind it, the Venue Global guys, amazing, kudos to Sean on that.
Yeah. And then we had Khalida, very attractive girl. Khalida passed a valid point in, mental illness and sharing awareness around the world. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people need to know, that it's okay to not be okay, and it's also okay to have fun on TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've all seen my Bambira video, my claim to fame. I had fun doing that, and I would love to also share that to everyone else out there.
Yeah.
Focus on what you do best.
Yeah, and the videos are fun to watch. So that was it from the interweb. Stay tuned as we come back with Get a Load of This as we give you facts from around the world.
The average influencer can take home anywhere from 30,000 to 100,000. What's that about? Is that the job you now want?
Yeah, see the money there.
So it's 30,000 to 100,000 per year by promoting products like clothing, food, hotels, even vitamin supplements on their pages.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. 60% of consumers have been influenced by social media or bloggers while shopping at a store.
True.
Yes. Social networks earned an estimated 8.3 billion from advertising in 2015.
Ooh, I'm gonna.
What happened to the rest of the years?
I'm just like,
maybe that was the best one.
Maybe that was the best one.
I honestly think though that advertising during COVID is just, I think people are like trying their level best to get content out there.
To make the most of it. Now get a load of this. According to cyberbullying stats from the iSafe Foundation, over half a dozen of adolescents and teens have been bullied online, and about the same number okay, have engaged in cyberbullying, and more than 1 in 3 young people have experienced cyber threats online. So, meaning, as we are seated here, the three of us, one of us is being bullied online.
Definitely ain't me.
Imagine that.
Hey guys, welcome back to KUTSIME. So I'm sure you've been hearing of us discussing social media in a nutshell. The pros, the cons, you know, all the cyberbullying, the trolling, all the negative side of it. And I know a lot of you out there at home are saying to yourselves, how do I deal with that as an individual? You know, so we went, got someone from our home ground. Okay, listen to this, from our home ground. I am super pleased to announce the founder of Rupa Fadzo Foundation. Okay, young, vibrant lawyer.
I like
Panache
that.
Bori, welcome to the team.
Thank you for
Welcome
having
to the
me,
table.
everyone. Hi.
We saw some dance moves there as we started.
Lawyers don't really dance, but after a few drinks, we can try.
Okay. Chucks, so when we are done,
I got
you
this.
got this.
I got
I'm
this.
sure you've got a bottle somewhere.
So, Panache, you know, we were talking about life in the digital era, and you saw the stats, and there's a lot of people facing, you know, a lot of controversy when it comes to how to behave online and what to do when I've been trolled. Is there anything that we need to be knowing that we are not aware of? Talk us through that.
Well, you know, interesting, because I did also see the videos from the 3 people that spoke about being in the digital world and stuff. And I think right now, Zimbabwe as a country and our parliament is actually trying to enact laws such that people are protected on the cyber web, on the internet, on social media, on, you know, chat platforms, because there are many. Like you said, there's TikTok, there's WhatsApp, there's, you know, we've come a long way from,
from
MySpace and High Five, and, you know, and all
Not
of
in
that.
my day.
Exactly. So right now, because it's not an act yet, so it's not effective yet, it's called the Cyber Bill and Data Protection Bill.
Okay.
So it'll be a bill first. Right now, it's being discussed all over the country. You will, if you followed, like Open Parley, Zim Live, all of that, like they're going around the country to get people to understand, like, what is it really about. So basically, it's just a bill that's going to protect information that's mostly simply put, on cell phones, on laptops, on, you know, things that process data according to the bill.
Okay.
So for right now, we'll talk more about social media, because that's what we're more interested in anyway. It's the social media aspect. If the bill is actually enacted to become law, which is effective, there will be certain crimes that will now be criminalized. So we have crimes, for example, like sending messages inciting violence or damage to property. So, you know, there's always that girl's always like, hey, if you see my boyfriend, I'm going to come to your house and I'm going to.
So we can't be posting like that anymore?
No.
Stop. Stop, please.
Wow.
I
Well,
know.
the guys are safe now. I don't feel
Yeah, no, man.
Yes, it's phenomenal, mostly with ladies, I think. So that's
Okay.
also going to be a crime, which can be a fine or up to 5 years imprisonment. So they're actually taking this. Yes, inciting violence and damage to property. That's one. Then there's also going to be one that's sending threatening messages. We know ladies love this.
Yes.
And you know,
Yeah,
all of that as
kind
well.
of thing. Yeah.
So if the message is threatening in any nature, and that's also on any platform, so if it's WhatsApp, on a laptop, on a cell phone, anything like that, that will also actually be a crime as well in terms of our code. There's also going to be cyberbullying and harassment. That's actually a section.
God.
Those guys in the DMs.
And in the comment section as well. That's also, I mean, I've seen, like, right now it's everywhere. Hey, people just post and they say profanities and, you know, they say whatever they want to say. They insult your family, all of that as well.
Yeah.
But then you see this one, because like the lady spoke about your mental health, your mental stress and all of that, right? So the section actually says if you invoke like emotional stress, that's actually the wording, emotional stress in a person, or you even encourage them to commit suicide. So if you say things like, yeah, go walk in traffic,
do it or whatever.
yeah, exactly as
Okay.
well. That's also going to be a crime in itself, by itself, and you can actually be in prison for at least 10 years. Up to 10 years in prison for just the cyberbullying.
Is like so harsh. Okay,
Because a
I'm
lot
not
of that
condoning.
happens, actually.
I'm not condoning the cyberbullying,
Mhm.
but 10 years.
But then you see, the thing is also, there are lots of children out there who have committed suicide because of the trolling, the cyberbullying.
Okay, fair enough.
And the emotional stress as well, because then people need therapy, you know, you go on antidepressants. Like, it's real for a lot of celebrities and, you know, just even normal person out there. So I think it needs to have, the reason why they put those heavy sentences is that people can take the law seriously. It's like how we still have the death penalty. It's like they want you, it's like a deterrent. That's the word that we use in legal words. It's people shouldn't be doing it.
I'm in agreement with that because, you know, you'll find everyone here has a day job, okay? But then there'll be that one person that will sit behind their machine, create a clone account, and then start attacking people through their DMs and just to get them down, you know. And I'm sure that's where most of the suicidal cases have come in because of one person who we don't know hiding their identity and attacking someone.
Exactly.
So I'm in agreement with that sentence.
Yeah. She actually has like a burning question when she heard that we've got a lawyer coming on. She's like, oh, I cannot wait.
I feel, you know, I want to know because I've been trolled, I've been bullied, you know. Is there a way I can get paid?
Money. Can we make money?
All right. So because this is the criminal side, right? But the civil side is where you probably want to get damages, right? Because your reputation has been destroyed and emotional stress and all of that. So you can actually go to the magistrate court, depending on how much you want to claim, and actually file a suit for defamation. So defamation basically saying you defame my character. You said in public that, you know, I did this and I did this, which is actually not true. So it has to like not be true. It has to also defame your reputation. And then also it has caused you personal injury. So it's obviously, that's what's monetized. So then you say, I'm claiming 10,000 damages because, you know, this is how much damage I've suffered. Maybe you've lost a job. Or you had an advertising gig and then now they said, we saw that.
They started looking at me sideways. Like,
they said this, so maybe you're not the right person for the job. So you've actually lost income as well. So you can claim that as well. So yes, you can.
Even if like correct me if I'm wrong, like even if you take off from work because you're struggling with emotional stress because of this, they should pay you because
that's actually income lost. But then you'd have to prove then, well, you have a psychological test done almost so that they can prove that you've suffered. Because it's easy to say as well, like, I've got emotional stress.
But it is.
Exactly.
It is. So, Panache, on the table, there's a young lady with a burning question. Like when she heard that there's a lawyer coming, she's like, oh yeah, I have to throw this one in. So, Honey Boo Boo, you ready?
yes, I'm ready.
Okay, take a deep breath.
Okay, so I've seen a lot of females being dragged, you know, on the internet and all of that. What laws protect these women, especially when it comes to revenge porn? You know, you send something to someone in confidence and then give or take you guys break up and then you see your things on the internet, guys.
All right, so that's actually quite interesting because now the cyber bill also addresses that. So basically what the bill is saying, is that if a person leaks your photos or even a sex tape, so it defines sexual content as in maybe your breasts, it actually says bare breasts or pictures of an intimate nature or of sexual acts without your consent, then that person can actually also be imprisoned for a period of 10 years or pay a fine or the fine and imprisonment as well. And then also you can also then do your defamation suit if you feel like you're also entitled to damages as well. So you are protected as well, what we call revenge porn. That's what they call it in the States. Yeah.
You see, ladies and gentlemen, you can take them to jail.
Take them to jail. After taking them to jail, you're struggling with stress, all of that. Please go and sue them again.
Take it a step further.
Yeah, sue them again for being at home and not being paid.
Yeah.
Kanisha's like really happy, like,
she's like, I'm officially starting to make money on y'all.
I'm officially starting to make money. Okay, so we have a man on set, like a man. Munuwan, a man, right? And I'm sure him being in the music industry, he's got some concerns in terms of copyright because he will make music or he wants to do a mix, and then you've got all these copyright things like.
Okay, well, we're in the COVID era now, so my industry, we've all taken to social media, the likes of Facebook and YouTube. But we always get hit for copyright infringement. Reason being, we don't have rights to some of these songs. You know, not even some of these songs, actually most of the songs. So Facebook will actually give you time, a couple of minutes, and you get hit. So you get that message that appears on your wall that says this song has been muted, or you don't have rights to this kind of music. And we don't have access to these big recording companies to ask for permission to play these mix. Sometimes you do these things just to stay relevant, because the clubs are closed, nobody's going out. But if I want people to remember Chuck Gnosis when the floodgates are open, I have to stay relevant. So I'm online making these mixtapes and sending them out to my friends and my fans.
Wow. Is there a law that protects?
You see, the thing is, copyright infringement is so serious because I think even our local artists also suffer from the same kind of issue. You want to protect your music, you want to protect your brand. So once you've trademarked your brand, you've registered your company or your record label or whatever it is, you've done the video. The thing is, you don't want other people sharing the things, especially like where you have so much viewership and it's on social media. Like Facebook has got that algorithm where like it'll pick up like that song, and then if you're doing like a little cute video, then it might actually say your video has been muted because you've copied a song that's not yours.
Oh, so that's it. Because I've seen a lot of muted things like music unavailable.
Yes, if you try and do a video and then you put songs in the background, then you upload it, then it will tell you that it's not yours unless you've got the rights to, and of course you don't really have the rights to. But I mean, technically, it's just that because you're not using it as your own. That's why sometimes people will post that caption saying,
I don't have rights.
Yes, I don't have rights to this music, or ideally, if international law was, because international law is actually quite a big thing. But what would really have to be done is that you might have to make an application, just like the local artists now are doing this thing where if you play their music, you pay like a certain a fee or of some kind.
Yeah.
But ideally, then you would actually have to make an application and say, I want to do my video, or I'm using your music to do this. But but obviously like technicalities, and it's not really, I mean, at this moment in time, it's not possible to do an application and say, I want to do a video and all of that. But that's where the law becomes tricky. But then people still want to protect their content though. Just like you want to protect your content if you did a mix as well.
I think what Chucky needs, Panashe, is a number. Do you have a number?
We'll talk after the show.
All right, Panashe, thank you so much for joining us. But before you go, we just want to know, where can we find you, like online, if we want to get information from you? How can we get a hold of you?
All right. Well, you can find me on my Facebook page, Panashe Boni. I also have a legal page called Know the Law with Panashe Boni. So it's basically a page where I just post random legal information for free, no money, no charge. So you can always
booked you up.
Don't say random. I wouldn't say random. It's really out there. I literally searched your page, went through your information, and it was very helpful.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that's the whole idea, is for people to understand the law without having to pay big months to know it. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being the voice. So can the voice shake a shoulder or two?
She can do one or two things.
Okay, all right.
No.
All right, so
but I'm taking you to the dance floor.
There we go.
Wow. Yay.
And welcome back. This is KUTSIME Aslanganeni Let's Chat. We have spoken to our lawyer. I think I'm going to call it our lawyer because,
she had our backs.
She had our backs right there. Panashe Boni, thank you so much for coming through. Now, taking it to the social media streets, we have revolved our lives around influencers.
True. Yeah,
we base our decisions on what these influencers say, the way we dress,
the way we eat,
the way we talk,
what we post, where we go,
what we post and where we go. Now, our next guest is a really interesting young lady, no stranger to us and also to the social media streets. A few days ago, Natasha said something about Twitter. What did you say about Twitter?
I was like, I hear so many stories about it, and I'm like, you have to have strong ancestors if you want to open a Twitter account. And I need a Twitter account, but I don't think my ancestors are there yet.
They need to have a backbone. Your ancestors on Twitter need to be like Sikona, so strong. Are you on Twitter?
I am, but I'm scared to use it. The Twitter thugs, I heard us.
No, the Twitter streets are nasty. But this guest, ladies and gentlemen, has got strong ancestors. Their backbone is like strong, and she's not afraid to show it that I'm ancestors. I'm a corner. Don't mess.
I think our ancestors have a backup team.
They have a backup
Yeah,
team.
of ancestors.
Of ancestors.
Yes.
Oh, there's a backup for the backup.
Yes.
She's a radio personality, philanthropist, businesswoman, and a strong voice on accepting your body image as a woman. I'm sure you know who I am talking about. Without wasting much time, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Samantha Musa, also known as Miss Red. Hey! Go, girl!
Okay.
Yes! Yes! No, bust a move!
You have to bust a move first.
There we go.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Oh my gosh. She's here, guys.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Hey. She's here. Oh my gosh. I have to like calm myself down.
Do you?
Yes.
Miss Becky's a big fan. A big fan.
That's a funny thing because I'm also a big fan of hers. I don't even know what's happening right here. You know what I'm saying?
Guys, she's here.
But aren't you guys like sisters?
We are.
We are.
We really
but
are.
I
We
never
are.
get enough of her. Like,
Yeah.
I have moments where I'll be like stalking him, be like, Sha, just send me a voice note. Say hi.
Or something.
Or something. Just
Oh,
let me
geez.
know you're alive. But welcome, Sam.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
so
for having me.
I wanted to just, before we get into the deed and all of that, because we've got so much to talk about and we have so much that we want to know from you. What's your government name?
I'm even scared now to say it because of the Twitter trolls. But it's Samantha Mary Musa.
Samantha Mary
Yes,
Musa.
yes.
Yeah. All right. Do you use it a lot or?
I try not to because I want to separate the two. The Miss Red element and the Samantha element.
All right.
Tell us why you'd like to separate the two.
Because Miss Red is a product.
Okay.
She's a product. And I think until we start looking at ourselves as media personalities, as products, we'll never really be able to monetize what we do. Okay. So that's how I try to separate it because of the simple fact that I am a product.
Okay.
All
So,
right.
so is Miss Red 8 to 5? Would you say Miss Red is 8 to 5?
Miss Red is when I walk out of the gate, walk out of my house, drive out of my gate. That's Miss Red.
Okay.
Yeah. But when I'm at home, Samantha.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so home Samantha,
Okay.
8 to 5, Miss Reid. So the next question is to both Samantha and Miss Reid.
I'll try separate.
All right. So there's Samantha Musa and then there's Miss Reid. So I'm going to pose this question to both of them.
Mm-hmm.
When you post as Miss Reid, okay, wait, do you ever post as Samantha Musa?
No.
All right. So every time when you post, it's Miss Reid.
It's Miss Red.
All right. So when Miss Reid posts, what backlash from your lover do you get in terms of, Sha, what you're doing is affecting us? So take us through that phase of posting.
You have to kind of distinguish the fact that Miss Red, again, is a job and Samantha is very different. So it's always difficult to kind of get someone to that point. But, I've just been really fortunate to have really strong humans around me. So it's been a learning curve, but I can understand the challenges that come with being with someone like me. I've actually been dumped before for the kind of work that I do. And they're like, nah, I just don't like the attention that comes with you. I like you as a person, but, this whole Miss Red thing. And at a certain point, I was even willing to give it all up for a specific individual. But
As in give up the brand.
yes.
What changed your mind there? How did you come out of that?
He did.
Okay.
Because he decided he wasn't interested in that. And I was like, oh, okay, well,
Let the brand continue.
back to settings. What can we do?
Okay.
Back to settings.
Before we move, I want to know, have you ever dated a really insecure man?
Yes.
Like where he was like, why are you posting that? Why are you doing that? I don't think you should do that.
Yes, I have.
So how did you deal with him and how did you, maybe reassure him, maybe, if we could say?
I find myself changing myself for other people. And then I have to go back and say, but no, man. Why must I change myself to accommodate someone else? He must come to the party. Let's meet each other halfway. So if there's no compromise in that regard, it's really a deal breaker because I lose a lot of myself doing that.
Because you found me like this, you're attracted to me like this, so why not accept me?
That's what it is.
Yeah, I must say, you know, the way you explain it, it all sounds like you've got it all figured out. Would you say that, you know, it's a facade that you put on that you're this strong person and that these things don't affect you and there's not nights where you cry yourself to sleep?
I like that you say it looks like I've got it all figured out, but I don't. That's the reality of it. I really don't have it figured out. And yes, I do have moments when I'm like, oh, God. And I hope I don't cry on the show, man. Ugh. God.
Like, fan it back. Fan it back.
KUTSIME. I mean, gosh.
So
no,
are you
but
saying Miss Red cries?
No, Samantha cries.
Oh, Samantha cries.
Oh, she cries. And she's like, but why are people so, you know, difficult and
mean.
And, you know, a lot of people will question my character instead of arguing the points, you know, and I'm like, but God, you know, but see, tissue somebody.
Do you want to take a moment?
Let's take a moment.
Tissue.
Break.
All right, so we are back with Samantha Musa, also known as Miss Red. It got a little bit teary.
Yeah,
and emotional.
I need tissue. I need tissue.
So bad for asking that question.
No, you know what? I think it's so important that people actually understand, you know, the human side to it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times we think that we're not human. You know, celebrities or public figures, they're not human. Yeah. And it's important to understand that, you know, we go through things, you know, and it's not just affecting you. It also affects me. Yeah. You know, things that they discuss, things to do with the economy, things to do with human rights issues, things to do with a functional system. It affects all of us. Yeah. So, you know, people just come at me, and someone once said to me that you're an easy punching bag. So people will come at you. But I'm like, why am I supposed to be the punching bag simply because I choose to speak and say, this is not right or this is not right in my own way? You know, and a lot of the times we are constantly on Twitter, on Facebook, bashing people. But what makes you any different from the very thing that you're trying to move people away from and saying that this is wrong? So this is where I'm at. And that's why I say Samantha is a very emotional person. You know me personally. We pray together with Vicky. I'll be like, yo, let's pray, you know? And this is our life. Yeah. But people look at us like we're just
like brand.
Yeah, like
and
the
that's
picture.
it.
Or I can say anything too.
You know, and that's unfair.
So when you are at home and the world has been taking its best shot at you and you're in your room as Samantha Musa and you're talking to God, what's the one thing that you're always saying to him?
God, I'm done. And God has a funny way of saying, nah, you are not done. You know, and I'm such a spiritual person. A lot of people don't, you know this, but a lot of people don't understand this. So I do have arguments with God and I'm like, I'm done with this. I don't want to do this. I want to leave and I just want to go and be away from people. But somehow he just brings me back in and like, go back there. Just go and, you know.
You got one more fight to fight.
I'm drained.
Yeah,
I'm drained.
I do believe that, you know, I think it comes from your background of being, always being in scripture, praying. So if people were quiet, you know, and no one was attacking you, I honestly think that you wouldn't be doing anything of substance. But the day that people stop talking and people stop attacking you is the day you should worry that you're doing something wrong.
Am I now irrelevant?
Yeah, I'm irrelevant.
Literally every week. There's something every single week, whether I'm misinterpreted, I'm misquoted. And it's not even just to do with politics. It's even with the way I dress. No. And someone will say, this is why you're fat. Or, there's so many derogatory words that are thrown at me. And I'm always like, is there any time that I'm ever going to get a break? Okay. You know?
I'm sorry, but I have to come in here. This was not planned at all, okay? I've heard this so many times. Miss Red's size, Miss Red's this, Miss Red's that. And today when I looked at you, I don't see fat. I don't see a big girl. So what are people on about?
I mean, I don't even know, but I think because we're angry people hurt other people. Yeah. And that is such a fact about Zimbabweans because we're so hurt. And someone said, I saw an excuse, I think it was excuse Twitter, and it's like, we need healing. And people are like, yeah, we don't want your healing. You just need to keep quiet. I'm like,
people are just angry.
This is the problem. Yeah. We don't want to listen. We don't have a tolerance for different points of view. And this is why we lack some level of political maturity, of some level of maturity to just discuss basic issues. Just generally. So, you know, I could post a shoe and someone says, are you saying that we must match? Or, hey, Batong, Relax.
Oh my gosh, there's always an underlying message.
You
when
know, it is
post
never just, I
something.
just like this show. No, you want us to work to stay. No.
I
That's
didn't
not what
say
I
that.
want.
That's not what
I
I
didn't say
said.
that. That's not what I said.
Guys, I feel like we're hogging all of Miss Red's time here. You know, I see Chuck like peeping, and he's like,
Yes,
Oh
Chuck.
no, Chuck.
Hey, Miss Red, how you doing?
Hey.
Quick question though. So with all the abuse and the backlash that you get on social media, mostly Twitter, what keeps you going?
There's a population of people who are so supportive. And they'll say, you know what? My life changed because you spoke about this, or I'm more confident because you did this. And these are the, even if it's a small group of people, and I always say this, I've got this initiative that I do, Red Market Sunday, Chuck. I don't know if you've done it, but you should do it. So you find people who tell you stories about how they're able to just buy a basic meal because they got a sale off of it. Wow. And, you know, that's what keeps me going back. It's that one person. And I always say, if I just get one person who gets a sale, I've done my job. And, you know, we have to find small ways of impacting our communities, even if, you know, hundreds and thousands of people won't hear it. But even if we do just a little bit for each person within our sphere of influence, that's enough.
That's all you're asking.
Yeah.
That's really all we need to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Chuck was talking about like how you get bashed on the internet. Like how do you come up with your clapbacks? You get what I'm saying? Like you quit
I
on
don't
your
have
show,
clapbacks,
girl.
y'all. I just come back smiling. And that annoys people. Like, man, last time we thought we got her, man. And I just smile and I'm like, it's okay.
Well, I think a great idea to add to your brand would be, you know, misread emojis with your clapbacks. Girl. Because before you came on scene, I think Kanisha and Miss Becky were passing and laughing at the clapbacks you've come up with. So it will be a good emoji to have. Please do that. Go and then
Somebody.
Yeah, because there was
somebody.
There was one comment on Twitter, one of these trollers and bullies had like a good go at you, and people thought, oh my goodness, that's
She's
the
gonna
end.
break down.
That's the end of Miss Red. She's gonna break down. But there was a nice group of women that stood and backed you up with that. And your response to him was, I don't know what you're facing, but you must be broken. I pray that you find healing.
Yeah.
People, I was like, I was mad at you.
You're praying
I
for
was
him?
like, what? Why he does that to you and you actually find time to pray for him? But the internet has a funny way of, it will hold you up for a couple of minutes
And then
it drops
brings you back
as well,
down, yeah.
because the same person that trolled you and the internet was with him like this,
Yeah.
like a few days later, literally, he was like, now he will post and comment and no one is paying attention. They're like,
See now.
Next.
you know.
But you know what? I think one thing that I must credit my mom for, she always says to me, you mustn't clap back with hate. Clap back with love. And clap back with understanding, or trying to find their understanding. So sometimes when I see someone is misinformed, I can sometimes even go to their DM and be like, okay, let's have a conversation, an adult conversation. What do you think? Correct me where I'm wrong. And I always say, I'm never 100% correct, but you can come at me and correct me where I'm wrong, and I grow as a person. That's not to say that I'm a perfect person. No, I'm not. I'm far from perfect. I'm also growing. I'm trying to develop. I'm trying to be a better version of me. But that only comes with criticism. And I'm very much okay with someone saying, you're wrong because of A, B, C, D, versus someone saying, you're a prostitute, you're a you're a dissident, no. Come at me with facts.
Yeah.
And we'll be good.
I like that. Come at me with facts and we'll be good. No, Miss Red, our time with you, and I hate this part. Like, does she have to go?
I gotta go.
Does she all right, so before you go, we always play a game with our last guest. So, this is you.
All right.
We're going to play a little game.
Let's do this.
It's called Drop a Finger.
Hey.
Okay.
Which one?
It's actually TikTok inspired.
Yes, so
Mrs. Bambara over there.
Yes, Miss Bambara. So you like put a finger down. Kanisha's gonna ask you some questions. Well, honey boo boo is gonna ask you some questions, and if it's a yes, you are dropping. The
So I have
finger.
to have my
5 fingers.
It's just
five
five.
fingers.
Just
Oh, five.
fingers.
Okay.
So we're all gonna play
Alright.
along. Come.
And we are all going to be truthful. Ladies.
Right?
Chuck's is
Yes.
going for 2 hands.
Is Chuck's going for 2 hands?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Because I'm
you
sure
think you're gonna double over?
Yeah. Yeah.
But please make sure you zoom into Miss Red. This is it don't matter. Zoom into the lady right here.
We're trying to keep our secrets.
All right. Okay,
so
Kanisha,
guys-
we ready for you.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Chucky? Okay. Put a finger down if you have ever lied. Okay, put a finger down if you have ever cheated. Put a finger down if you have ever stolen. What it is, we don't know.
Will I have any more fingers left when this is done?
Okay, put a finger down if you kissed a girl and you liked it.
Hi, in Zimbabwe. Ooh,
A
shame.
lot happens behind the doors. So
Wow.
move forward.
Okay, guys, it's 2. It's just not standing.
No chance.
No, she didn't.
Okay, and lastly, okay, put a finger down if you have secretly wanted to be on GTV.
All them.
Like all of them.
Do you know what? I actually have I have a ghost account. I'm gonna admit, right? And I'm always like, yo, Janimbi just add me or something. And then I have to remember, oh snap, I misread. I can't get added.
Exactly.
You know, but yeah.
No,
Shout out to Janimbi.
I actually would be like, I think I watched one of those Janimbi lives, and I was seeing some girls doing some stuff. I'm like, what are they doing?
I can do better.
I really wanted to put like a bag over my head and be
just
like,
go there.
I got this on lockdown, you know. But yeah,
Nah.
we can't do certain
Can't
things
do that.
because of
We cannot.
you know
Because
other stuff.
people know that
We
struggle.
cannot.
Like, I know that.
I know that one.
I know that.
I know that one. Oh my
Yup.
goodness. So that was our little chat with Miss Red. Stay with us. When we come back, we run it down and, you know.
Hey guys, welcome back to KUTSIME. Asihlanganeni. I wish I was saying let's chat, but unfortunately we've come to the end of our program for today. It was so difficult to see Miss Red leave as she's she's like the sweetest.
Yeah, she was like the highlight of the show. You know?
True.
She really.
It was literally my first time to see her in person. After all the things I've heard about her, I don't see anything that people have said.
But that's the thing about the internet. That's the thing about social media. They will portray a certain picture about someone
That doesn't exist.
That doesn't exist. So before you have met the person, you've already prejudged them.
Yeah.
So my
100%.
take on this whole life in the digital era, if you have nothing nice to say,
Don't say it.
don't say it.
Yeah.
Just look and browse through, leave it alone.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? At the end of the day, it's like the pros and the cons that we spoke about during the interview. There's the good side of the internet and the bad side of the internet. It depends where you want to be. I know where Honey Boo Boo wants to be. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's where you want to be. Yeah. Some people make money from it. Yeah. Some people want to get recognition from it. Some people actually seek attention and sympathy from it. But we don't know these things because we don't know who that person is. So at the end of the day, what we see, what it is what it is.
It is what it is.
You know, and it's just like people, like these trolls or Twitter thugs, whatever you guys call yourselves. You know, like you guys have to understand that these people, they are real people with feelings, regardless of whether I give whatever you say energy or not. You know what? I will, sometimes on my alone time, I'll just reflect. I'll be like, damn.
know,
like, that's
hit.
what they think of
Did
me.
they really say that?
That hit different.
You get what I'm saying? Like, you guys really need to watch what you say to people. Like, really, really watch it.
And with that, as we talk about watching, let's continue the conversation on our social media pages. Follow us on Instagram, KUTSIME Talk Show, and on YouTube, KUTSIME, Facebook, KUTSIME. Until next time, I'm Miss Becky.
I'm Honey Boo Boo.
And I'm Natasha.
Chuck Nelson, baby. This is KUTSIME. Bye.
Bye.